All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Football Podcast. And for the final part of the show, we are going to talk about the little feud between rookie wide receiver Malik Nabers and cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys, Trevon Diggs. So let's get into that. So Trevon Diggs reposted a video of Malik Nabers. So he was interviewed. They were asked, what corner are you most excited to match up against? And Nabers said Trevon Diggs. And, Diggs also tweeted something, talking about how the Giants, have just been getting killed by the Cowboys in recent years. And it was just a lot of back and forth. There was Nabers, posted something with the song lyrics. And then Trevon Diggs posted the video again of Malik Nabers with a ninja emoji. So it just, it's not really something that's, it's silly. That's really what it comes down to. But I really just wanted to talk about the Giants-Cowboys rivalry, or the lack of a Cowboys-Giants rivalry in recent years. Because what Malik Nabers doesn't understand, and he'll find out very quickly, is the Cowboys have owned the Giants for a while. Really since the Super Bowl that the Giants won. Way back in 2011. Well, 2011. Well, technically in 2012. But the 2011-2012 season, the Cowboys have owned the Giants. Actually, this is not going way back, but this is probably within the last, 7 years. But yeah, the Cowboys have won 13 of the past 14 matchups against the Giants, including the last 6 games. And one of the matchups that the Giants actually did win, Dak Prescott was hurt. It was during the COVID season. It was the last week of the regular season when the Giants were looking to maybe make the playoffs with a losing record, and Washington ended up winning the division because Doug Peterson decided to bench Jalen Hurts for Nate Sudfeld. Remember that? The Cowboys have owned the Giants. And I want to take you back to, now we're going to fast forward to last year. I was at a wedding, and leading up to that matchup against the Cowboys, I kept joking with my friends, they're going to get blown out. They'll lose 40-17. The Giants picked up Cole Beasley. I was like, Beasley will score a touchdown at the end, when they're losing by 3 touchdowns. I didn't watch a single second of that game because where I was at. And the Cowboys won 40-0. And I said, the Giants are not going to be good. And that whole offseason, all right, they got the Cowboys week 1. They might have closed the gap a little bit here. They did not close the gap. In fact, the gap got further. Then you had Tommy DeVito start against them. Cowboys put up 40 points again. The Cowboys just own the Giants. And it's been like that, again, since the Super Bowl. And when is that gap ever going to close? And when is it going to be the Giants' time to say, we've had enough? Because at least last year, they smacked around the Eagles a little bit, the final week of the regular season when the Eagles were playing their starters. But still, the team that the Giants own in the division is Washington. That's it. With the Giants and the Cowboys, it's one-sided. And the only time the Giants have won in the last few years is, again, when Dak Prescott was hurt. Cowboys were dealing with injuries. Actually, the Giants, the closest the Giants have gotten to beating Dak Prescott was 2018. The Giants were up what was it? 35. What were they up? 35-28, and and it was, I think it was, yeah, it was on fourth down. I think Dak Prescott, he threw up this pass to Cole Beasley, and they ruled it incomplete. But it turns out that Cole Beasley was in bounds because I think his knee hit in bounds, and then his foot hit, and it was on. I think it was on the same leg, so that counts as two. So they ruled it a touchdown, and then what happened after that? Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, they convert a 2-point. They get a 2-point conversion, and the Giants lose by a point. That was the closest that they've gotten to beating Dak Prescott. Well, in the last, several years. Because actually, I did forget to mention, 2016. 2016, they actually did sweep the Cowboys. They did. Now, for me, I throw 2016 out the window because I think the Giants were they had a good record, but were they really that good? They didn't put up 30 points that whole season in a single game. So I did forget about 2016. That's my bad. That's how, well, no, because I remember the Super Bowl because that was great. 2016, they made the playoffs and Aaron Rodgers destroyed them. So they did. But that was a rookie Dak Prescott. They won the first game. It was the first game of the year, 20-19. And then the second game, they won 10-7. So, I mean, and the Cowboys were unbelievable that season, offensively. But for some reason, when they played the Giants, they just did not play well. So, yeah, so 2016 was the last time that the Giants, they swept the season series with the Cowboys. But again, I kind of, throw 2016 out the window. It's just it's sad. And now we got to be subjected to another Giants-Cowboys matchup on a holiday. They had them play the Giants on Thanksgiving a couple years ago. Now they got them playing them on Thanksgiving again. Why? What? Not just for Giant fans, but for NFL fans all around. Why do you want us to watch that? Give us a good matchup. Because the other two matchups I think are good. The Bears and the Lions could be a good game. The Dolphins and the Packers could be a good game. I don't think this game with the Giants-Cowboys, I don't think that's going to be a good game. Maybe it is. But I lean towards it not being a good game. So, but it's just, it's been tough. And, yeah, I mean, this little feud that we got going on with Malik Nabers and Trevon Diggs. Now, Trevon Diggs, he missed last year because he tore his ACL. So he's going to be coming back, and now, he's going to be matching up with Malik Nabers. So it's going to be a fun little matchup between those two. Hopefully Malik Nabers turns the tide. He becomes the next great LSU receiver, like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Because if that's the case, then and of course, Odell Beckham Jr. when he first came into the league as well. Maybe he changes the tide, but I don't know. Now, I do, again, I like the pieces that the Giants have in place in certain areas, like on the defensive side of the ball, Nabers, maybe the offensive line is finally coming along, but they don't have the quarterback. And until they get the quarterback, they're going to be a third, fourth place team in this division. Because the Eagles, they got better. I know the Cowboys didn't have a splashy offseason, but they're still going to be good. There's concerns with the Cowboys. And I understand that, but I think the Cowboys are still going to win their 11 games. And they'll make the playoffs, and they'll get knocked out in the first round. That's what they do. But they will make the playoffs. And if they don't, that's a huge disappointment. But I don't know. Look at me, and it's me being positive about the Cowboys. I'm a Giant fan, but I'm telling Cowboy fans, you're gonna make the playoffs. But I don't know. I don't know. It's weird how some people aren't. They think the Cowboys are just not going to be that good because they what? Because they didn't make any moves. They're still a good team, but let's not think that they're just going to fall off a cliff now. But yeah, this little thing with Diggs and Neighbors, it is what it is. And like I said, you're going to find out quickly, Malik Neighbors, that the Cowboys they kind of own this rivalry, unfortunately. It's unfortunate because they used to be good games. When the Cowboys Stadium first opened, I mean Eli Manning was like undefeated in that stadium for a long time, and then yeah, eventually you're not going to stay undefeated, but it was a rivalry at one point. Now it's just, oh, we're playing the Giants this week. How many points are we going to score? Now they do play early on in the season, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. But that's my thoughts on it. I mean, this is not a big deal. Go settle it on the football field, which they will. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the show for today. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Make sure to check out all the other shows as well. Like I always say, give the other shows some love. And yeah, so with that, I'm Kenneth Grunfelder, signing off from the GSMC Football Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Have a good day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.